Protect your car with 3W Liners all-weather floor mats. Made from durable materials like TPE and rubber, our mats are designed to withstand rain, snow, and mud with deep grooves to trap dirt and liquids. For a custom fit and advanced protection, visit 3W Liners. That's the number 3, WLINERS.com today. Want to turn your passion into profit? With Blogify, creating a blog has never been easier. Build, customize, and grow your site with powerful tools designed for beginners and pros alike. Start sharing your story today and watch your audience grow with Blogify. Visit blogify.ai today for a free 3-day trial. That's Blogify, BLOGIFY.ai today. This is a Rogue Media Network podcast. Central Texas Life with Ann Harder presents Central Texas Events.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Central Texas Events. And there is a fabulous event coming up on Monday evening, the 16th at the Hippodrome. It is the Michael Martin Murphey Christmas Show. And we have got you on the line with us, Zach Owen here with us as well, and the wonderful Helen Howell-Graves, the executive director of the Taylor Museum. So all your Waco friends right here.
Great. Glad to talk to all of you.
Well,
that's going to be a lot of questions, though, and I don't know if I know that much information.
Oh, listen, yeah, with somebody with the vast wealth of experience you have and the fabulous music that you've blessed us with over the years. But let's talk about your Christmas show. It's going to be at the Hippodrome on the 16th at 7:30. Tickets available through the Hippodrome.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing.
Thundertext.com.
Okay, at thundertext.com. And so this is something that's been a real special thing to you over the years. It's sort of a storied show in that your Christmas show is something people really look forward to.
Well, you got me on the day that we actually just arrived in Anson to play the original Cowboy Christmas Ball. And that's where I got the idea to start doing these things. It's been through an evolution as an entertainer and as a producer, artist, and performer. You're always looking for a format that you can do that makes you unique in the marketplace. And I discovered that back in the 1880s, they were actually celebrating Christmas the same way the Jewish people celebrated any holy day, which is, by the way, the derivation of the word holiday, is holy day. Mm-hmm. And these people were having a big celebration. It's a family event without drinking or smoking or any of that stuff. It was a very family-friendly event where everybody came and danced and had a feast and enjoyed themselves. And I found out that if I wanted to be totally unique in the marketplace of Christmas shows, all I had to do was take a show on the road that is celebrating Christmas in that sense. Because, number one, very few of the shows that I saw around me that were billed as Christmas shows actually talked about Jesus being born or the Bible or anything to do with the original Christmas story.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, hey, I can be original here, and I've got a great scriptwriter, God. So I have a great scriptwriter and all the people who wrote the New Testament and the Old Testament, and I based everything I do on what they based it on back in Anson, back in the day. And they went through the same thing and tried to keep it going, maybe for opposite reasons of what I went through. But Leonora Barrett, who was a little old lady school teacher, came into Anson in the 1800s, late 1800s. She was just a little girl when they held the first Cowboy Christmas balls, but she was entranced with it, and she eventually took over and kept the ball going. They almost shut it down during Prohibition because the local churches said, dancing and drinking is not what you do. During Christmas, and dancing always leads to drinking. And she said, I beg your pardon.
For sure.
I beg your and they were right. By that time, if you wanted to go out dancing, you had to go to a honky tonk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So she said, well, this is an old frontier tradition has nothing to do with honky tonks. This is about celebrating and sharing joy over the birth of Jesus. And they said, nonsense, that can't really be your goal. So they passed a law in Anson that you couldn't dance. And Prohibition was always on. It was already on anyway. So she said, what am I going to do? So she wrote a letter. She was a major player in the Texas Folklore Society, which tries to preserve tradition, particularly folkways. So in her position as being on the board and a member of that, she wrote a letter to President Roosevelt and said, please help me. Would you please invite the Texas Cowboys Christmas Ball to the White House to dance? And we will also appear on the folk festival. She did that to the first president under Roosevelt, who was. Let me test you guys Texas history. You know who that was?
The first Texas president?
The first vice president under Franklin Roosevelt.
I don't know.
Boy.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Now, wait a minute. You're in the museum business here. Come on.
I know. My husband's into politics, though.
Well, this is not really politics.
And he's not here to back me up.
It's a lot more fun than that. It's Cactus Jack Garner.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Roosevelt felt like he was a back east guy. He was kind of a sophisticate. And that to win the election, he needed to get, he was already a
Garner
Southerner.
on the ticket, yeah. Yeah, I
So he
remember.
thought he better get a man from the most powerful state in the Union at that time, which was Texas.
Really?
And yeah, not in terms of population at that time. That's changed now.
Right.
We're we are the second most populated state. But anyway, she got Texas Jack Garner, Cactus Jack Garner, to write a letter and support her. And he invited her to the White House, and they went to the National Folk Festival, which was started in the 1930s because Roosevelt felt like the Prohibition and the Depression had really impacted rural people the worst.
Right.
And they needed something to celebrate their folkways. So they went there. When that happened, all the preachers and all the churches in the Abilene, Anson area and all around all gave in and said, okay, we won't allow dancing, but we will pass a variance for dancing for that one event.
Well, you have always had a passion for history and
And
then
for today,
in Texas history, for sure.
For sure.
Of course, you are a part of music history. No, one of the founders of progressive country, Zach. I mean, you for 30 years, you saw the beginning of progressive country and played all the music.
I played all of Michael Murphy's Still Taking Chances, he's a great artist. And I will have to say in 1985, I was working at Keene in Abilene. I worked there about 6 years, and we used to promote and come up to Anson and watch the show. And it excites me now to think that you've continued this great tradition, and we look forward to having you here in the great city of Waco, Texas.
I was so thrilled to see that you put the show on here, coming up again on Monday evening, the 16th, at the Hippodrome. Helen, of course, you helped so much with raising money for the Taylor Museum.
For sure.
It was a wonderful success. Michael, your concert here a few months ago, you were so generous and gracious.
Well, I loved playing the event, and I'm so impressed with what Waco has become. My brother went to Waco back 1,000 years ago, and I used to go down to Waco a lot. And being a guy who also did a lot of stuff in Austin at one point, I passed through Waco many times. And it is probably the city that has grown in every sense more than any other city, because it's just become, it's gone from being a place where people say, well, there's a bunch of cowboys down there in Waco, that's all we know about it, to a place that's it's the model of a lot of middle range towns that are growing. It's the model of how to grow and make that appropriate and make it great for all ages. So that's why I decided to, after I saw how well the benefit went for the museum, the Taylor Museum, I'm so impressed that I said, we should really go back to Waco. Well, we contacted the Hippodrome. They said, well, we got a problem. When you're coming through here, we're booked on a lot of days. And so we're not sure that we have the days you wanted. So we changed our schedule around so that it would work. When I first encountered the ball and got the idea to do cowboy balls, they were all dancers.
Right.
But I got so many calls about people saying, can you do that Cowboy Christmas at Bath Hall? How can you do it here? I said, well, wait a minute. No, I can't do a ball at Bath Hall. You don't have a dance floor.
Right.
Right.
So I invented a production show that tells the story of the Anson Ball. We also have a dance team. So I'm going from a solo acoustic performance for the Taylor Museum to a show that has a full bus of crew. And
right. So this is a full production.
It is.
Yeah.
We saw him in
we have dancers
Austin.
on stage that
We've seen him in Austin.
We have dancers on stage that illustrate.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Almost 200 years of dancing in Texas.
Oh, that's awesome. What some of the music? What are some of the music we'll be hearing?
We go from modern country music sounds all the way back to music that was played on the fiddle in the time of Napoleon, when people had very early frontier dances. And Texas is got an incredible history. The Texas Rangers were 200 years old last year. So people think about that. Wow, the Texas Rangers are 200 years old. They got started before Texas became a state. And so there was already a lot of people here in the frontier, and the Mexican music influenced what became Texas music a lot. So our music features the polka and the waltz and all these different
it's going to be fun.
two-step and all the things that came after.
That two-step. Well, Michael Martin Murphy, we are honored that you took a little time to be with us. I know you've got a busy production schedule. Looking forward to Monday evening, the 16th at the Hippodrome. It's going to be just an awesome performance. Folks can go to the Hippodrome website and get their tickets. And of course,
they're almost halfway sold out.
Good.
So you better get your tickets pretty soon.
Get your tickets soon, and of course you'll be there, Helen, with a little representation for the museum. And again, Michael, thank you so much for your generosity in helping this wonderful museum here in Central Texas, and what it means to.
It's still going to be a benefit for the museum in the sense that we're going to donate another guitar.
Oh, really?
We're going to auction off another guitar for the museum.
Do you need me to go ahead and arrange for the auctioneer to be there?
And then we're
Might need to do that.
Do you want me to do
I do
that?
want to tell people You saw an
Okay.
acoustic show. You saw a solo acoustic show. This show that I'm doing, Cowboy Christmas, is a completely different show.
Oh,
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
what I've been telling
absolutely-
everyone.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
it's a full production with dancers and music and wonderful.
Don't
Thank
get
you.
me wrong. I love to play solo acoustic, but I love to do that. and
Well,
that's,
yeah.
that's a lot of fun, and I do a lot of shows that way. But for Christmas, I needed dancers. I needed a band.
Oh, maybe
and,
Well, of
snowflakes
course.
falling. Who knows? I mean,
Of course. Of course.
Yeah, you might be surprised what you
I
see up
might
there.
be surprised.
Okay.
Well,
We
again,
have all kinds of special effects.
Alrighty.
Thank you so much. Michael Martin Murphy with us on the telephone, Zach Owen, Helen Howell-Graves. Thank you all. And we hope to see you Monday night, the 16th at the Hippodrome. For Central Texas Advance, I'm Ann Harder saying goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Adios.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.